Okay, hello. This is going to be video number 1, part C. Again, if you have not watched part A and B of these videos, please go back and watch them in order first. Continuing our conversation about the syllabus, attendance and tardiness. We're not actually going to be physically in class, so attendance will mostly deal with you actually participating in the course. If you're not participating in the course, probably more than likely you're not doing well already. Okay, you gotta turn stuff in. They're worth a grade. If you're not doing that already, you're not doing so great. But to put the attendance in perspective, if you are not participating, which means you don't post any you don't participate in any quizzes, you don't comment on anybody's entries, you don't post your own, you're not doing anything at all, you're not doing peer review. If you miss 4 weeks, they don't have to be consecutive weeks. It just have to be 4 weeks of not participating in the course and logging onto Blackboard and watching videos, etc. You automatically fail the class. So if you're watching this video week 5 or 6, you went on a long vacation, you thought it'd be okay to miss the first month. That's a month of the class. That's a lot of time. You don't want to be able to do that. So right below here, Jefferson College attendance statement. You can read that. I am going to have to post your participation onto Jeffco's website, so make sure you're participating. Some financial aid could be tied to that. So if you're not working on anything, I kind of will have to let Jeffco know. But that's going to be my attendance policy. Down here at the bottom, plagiarism is huge. Just don't plagiarize. I'm not going to read this word for word except for the first sentence here, which is the unauthorized use of materials not written or created by a person claiming authorship. If it is not yours, and you write in your essay, and you do not put that it's not yours, so if you put something that John Smith said, and you are not John Smith, or maybe you are not the same John Smith, very common name, you do not put that he wrote that in your paper, that's plagiarism. I've had students before in the past, they have just copy and pasted other people's writing and put it in their paper. I've had somebody do that for an annotated bibliography, which is really weird. I went online to look at his websites because I had never heard of them before, and he had copy and pasted the first paragraph of every single website that he found and put it in annotated bibliography, which is not a good idea. So if you do plagiarize, the best case scenario, and I'm talking best case scenario for you, is going to be that you're going to fail that assignment. It could be the 50-point annotated bibliography. It could be the 250-point argumentative essay number 3. One could mean you failed the class just because of that. The other could mean you're not doing so well. That's 5% of your grade. If I catch you, that's going to be the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, if things have happened in other classes, you could be suspended or expelled from the college. Okay, we don't want that to happen. Don't plagiarize. It could be, again, it could be as little as not citing something. So if you, anything that's not common knowledge is you need to cite it. Explaining common knowledge means, you know, if I know Michael Jackson sang Thriller. Everybody could probably agree on that. Most people could agree on that. Maybe, hopefully you know who Michael Jackson is. If you don't know who he is, look him up, please. But say, you know, Michael Jackson sang Thriller, that's common knowledge. Michael Jackson's Thriller sold X amount of copies, that's not common knowledge. Most of us can't know that off the top of our head. So if you know that NASA was created, you know, NASA exists, most of us know that. But it's specific about NASA, specific things that astronauts did, that might not be common knowledge. So anything that anybody else said, that's not your idea, that's not your own writing, you need to put that in there. During rough drafts, you know, peer review, I might say, you know, where did you get this from? So while you're researching, want to make sure that you save everything you researched, so you don't have to go back and say, well, where did I get this from? Okay, so it's a serious offense. I take it seriously. The college takes it seriously. Want to make sure you don't plagiarize. Down here below is an example of my grading scale, so what everything is going to be worth. Complete book entries altogether are going to be worth 250 points. But individually, you're going to be do 10 of them. Each one is going to be worth 25 points. Okay. Essay number 1 is a narrative, and we're going to be worth 100 points. Essay number 2, which is going to be rhetorical analysis, you're going to be with the media, so you're going to be writing rhetorical analysis of a news source. It's going to be worth 150 points. And for essay number 2, you're also going to be doing a topic proposal. So before that essay is due, I'm going to ask you to send in what you're thinking about doing for that essay. So if there's something that seems off to me or feedback I need to give you, I can do that before the paper's due. That will be worth 25 points. And then you'll be doing an bibliography, which is worth 50 points, which will be tied to essay number 3, as I discussed earlier. Essay number 3 will be an argumentative essay, which will be free to pick your own topic, and I'll discuss that as well. That will be worth 250 points, which is a big chunk of this grade, because it assumes that, at the end of the semester, it's due at the end of the semester. It assumes that you understand and all the information, all the skills that we've been learning throughout the course. And for that essay, I'll also ask you to submit a topic proposal. So if there is anything odd about what you're writing or feedback I need to give, I can do that at events as well. Participation, I have discussed it already, is worth 100 points. And the portfolio, which will be kind of like your final exam, which will be 50 points. The total is 1,000, so that's how it would be weighted. I already have all of these grades locked to Blackboard under my grades. So if you go to Blackboard, your Blackboard page, which is here, if you look in here under my grades, you should be able to see all your grades for the semester. Okay, so I've got all of that here. As the course goes on, I will upload these grades. So I send something back to you, I will put it in as how many grades you got. If something is incorrect, so maybe I put a 36 instead of a 63, please email me and let me know. Because I'm not perfect, sometimes my numbers are entered incorrectly. I tried to be as correct as possible, but these will be here as the course goes on. So at every given moment, you should be able to go on Blackboard and see what grade you have. Okay, what points you got. If you're ever confused why you got a grade you did, I always try on every assignment to tell you why you got the grade you did. Okay, that should be clear for everything. If you ever have a question about that, or you don't think I was clear enough, please email me and let me know, and I can explain it more thoroughly to you. Okay, but these grades are here, so you don't have to wonder why in November you're getting a C. You can look at it in September or October. Okay, what can I do to improve my grade? Alright, so you should be able to do this. I have all the complex book entries here, and then everything else I just described on Blackboard. Okay, going back to that syllabus. This is kind of how it's weighted. Everything else on the syllabus here is going to be supports that the college gives. Okay, so support for the college itself. Disability support services is going to be, if you have some type of disability, you have to go through the college. Here's a number for it. It's in Hillsboro's Technology Room 101 or Arnold's front desk. They can also help you with that as well. At the college level, you have to be able to go to the college yourself and say, I have this disability. It could be a problem with hearing. I'm going to strive early in advance to get all of these videos captioned. If you need something else from me, please let me know. So if you have any type of issue with seeing or hearing or any disability whatsoever that it's going to conflict with your success in this class, and you have already talked to the college about it, please let me know, and then I will try to accommodate you in any way I can. Okay, but you have to be able to talk to the college first and get approved for that. The writing lab, they're in Hillsboro Technology Center and Arnold first floor. There's also down here, you can look at an online writing lab. If you don't want to email me, or it's too close to the due date and that 1 week has already passed or something along those lines, you can send online writing lab your essay and they can look at it for you. If you are having any type of trouble, you can also make the appointment with a writing lab face-to-face, and they can also help you. Most of the people who are tutors are also English instructors at the college. Okay, so they are some people like me who kind of know what I'm looking for, and they can help you as well. But if you ever, I would advise to, you can always send me that email with your essay. I can help you. I know what the assignment is as well, what I'm looking for. look at that academic honesty statement. I'm not going to read it all, but you can, of course, access it from the syllabus. The outside of class academically related activities means that you are you're mandated to work outside of the classroom. We don't actually have a physical classroom, but you should work around 37.5 hours outside the class for the duration of the term for each credit hour. So there's 3 credit hours. So that's quite a lot, okay? So there's a lot of work in this class. You don't just shouldn't be just writing a sentence and moving on. Okay? In order to succeed well in this class, it's going to take a lot of work. And also, by remaining in this section of English 101, you are indicating to me that you have read, listened to these videos, and will you adhere to and understand all the policies that I've listed here. If you do not agree, you do not understand in November, you email me. This statement is here, and it assumes that you have watched all these videos and read the syllabus and are familiar with it. On the syllabus, the schedule coming down here, anything I have as BG means the Bedford Guide to College, which is that textbook I indicated at the very first video. And if I have BB, it's gonna mean it's gonna be available on Blackboard. I have copied it and it's scanned on the Blackboard already. I have found elsewhere. Here, week 1, the first thing you should do, the first day of this class, which is Tuesday, September 4th, is watch these videos, the 3 parts. This is part C. This will be the last of these videos. The next video I'll have you watch is video number 2, introductions. After this, which is due Wednesday, September 5th, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself on Blackboard, on the discussion board post. So I will have a specific video listing all of the criteria I ask you to do. I want to know who you are, because right now I'm just talking to my computer. So who am I talking to? I want to know. I'm interested in you. I want to meet you guys. So please watch that video as well. So after you're done with all these syllabus videos, you don't have to do it directly after, but note that that is going to be due Wednesday, September 5th. Also due Wednesday, September 5th is going to be to take that syllabus quiz. So you should have watched these videos by the end of Wednesday, the 5th, and taking this video. It's going to be for a participation grade. Thursday, September 6th, I'm going to have MLA format videos. It's going to be essay number 3. I might have to do multiple videos for that too. If I do, I'll just post on here A, B, and C, similar what I did for video number 1. But so same topic, multiple videos. Then you're going to have to do that MLA format quiz. I have here for extra credit, but that's incorrect. I did it for participation, so ignore that. Not extra credit. I was actually trying to say not extra credit, so it never was extra credit to begin with. For participation, so please make sure you do that. It's going to be due that Thursday. It's only 10 points. If you watch the video, you have an understanding of that PowerPoint, you should do good. Then you're going to be watching video number 4, which is going to discuss all the complex book entries, and then assignment sheet, everything you need to know about that. And then due on Thursday as well is going to be due first week of class writing assignment. This is going to act as several different things. It's going to act as kind of like an example complex book entry. So I'm going to be able to see if you understand, comprehend what a complex book entry is, and you're actually following along with that. It's going to be for participation points. So even if you do completely fail that, it's not going to be quite that bad. I can kind of tell you what you need to improve upon before the first complex book entry is due. That example is also going to be on writing in general, so we'll also get a good feel of what your experience with writing is, how you feel about it, what your struggles have been with writing. I do want to tailor this class to you, to much of my ability, which will probably end up being my commentary, any other videos I might have to add here to the schedule, basically discussing what kind of get a good feel of you guys, who is in this class, and what I need to do to help you out the most I can. Other things here are going to follow along. What's important here, and I'm almost done with this video, if I have something listed for Monday, September 10th, that is not what your homework is for Tuesday, September 11th. That means that those things you should be doing on Monday, September 10th. So when I say do September 11th, complex entry number